we have a very, very special segment. And to my super chat, thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to keep rocking these live streams. We have a lot to talk about, and we're going to get into the economic reasons Elizabeth Warren would easily lose against Trump. And let's just go ahead. So Elizabeth Warren's going to run for president. And honestly, I always thought she would probably run. I actually really liked Elizabeth Warren a long time ago. It was like 2014, early 2015. I think I wrote a 2014 article stating that it was 2014 that Elizabeth Warren should be the first female president, not Hillary Clinton. And that was before she refused to back Bernie Sanders. And that was before she gave up, like they all did, on breaking up too big to fail banks. She voted for Hillary, of course. She pushed for Hillary at a moment when, the one person, well, fine, Bernie Sanders changed. But at that point, let's just assume that, at that point, he was talking about breaking up too big to fail banks. That's important. If you want to differentiate yourself from Trump or any other Democrat or any other Republican, you say, well, we're going to break up too big to fail banks. Okay. But see, that's not even part of the discussion on the left anymore. That's one of the many reasons they're going to lose miserably in the midterms. But I'm not going to give people on the left ideas. When I was on the left, they didn't care about my viewpoint anyway. But let's just go ahead and I'll give you all the reasons why she'll lose. The biggest reason is that she didn't back Bernie Sanders. And then the next biggest reason is that Bernie Sanders didn't back his voters. So as if you couldn't get worse than Elizabeth Warren not supporting Bernie Sanders at a moment in time where, if you want to say the progressive movement or the left or America needed some kind of Shala, the politician. Yes. Unlike Prince, who kept his talent, Elizabeth Warren is like, so she's the politician formerly known as Elizabeth Warren. Yes, Shala Collins, thank you. Everyone go to Shala's channel right now. I want to see how many people there are. Yes, almost 3,000. So everybody, let's go ahead. Let's get it to 5,000. Let's get it to 5,000. We're going to have a whole lot of people. So Shala Collins, almost 3,000. She's growing. And she's known as agreed on both. So Shala Collins, thank you. So everyone go and subscribe to Shala Collins. And we got 200 people, three minutes, and it's going to be a good live stream. Here is Shala Collins's YouTube segment. So please subscribe to Shala Collins. She's absolutely fantastic. She's just amazing. So the politician formerly known as Elizabeth Warren, yes. Here's the big issue. She's talking about the racist criminal justice system. Well, 8 years of President Obama and what changed. So it's very difficult. It'll be very difficult to go into 2020 with that message. Well, I'm going to go ahead and look what, you have to trust the Democratic Party and look what Trump is overseeing. Meanwhile, President Trump had a meeting with pastors in the inner city, and they had like a prayer before the meeting, and this was about prison reform. But of course, nobody brought that up. But here, Elizabeth Warren hints at a possible 2020 run. I'm going up that hill. So let's go ahead And let's just read. This is the Daily Beast. After handing out persist signs to attendees of her Netroots speech, the Massachusetts senator outlined a tough fight that could serve as a rallying cry for midterms of 2020. Okay. So during her Friday afternoon keynote address at Netroots Nation, Senator Elizabeth Warren seemingly hinted at the possibility that she could run for president in 2020. We believe that in America, every family deserves a fighting chance. But see, the economy is doing well and manufacturing jobs are up. And Black and Latino unemployment are the lowest in decades, or I think the lowest ever. So that's a big problem for Warren. If Warren has a populist economic message and the economy is good, she has an uphill climb there. Just like when you watch like Real Time with Bill Maher, like I saw some on YouTube just to see what he was talking about. The only thing he could go back to is the meeting with Putin. But Bill Maher and the CIA and the NSA and the FBI and Comey and Brennan and Clapper have zero clue if the DNC was hacked by Russia. Why? Because it says that in the intelligence reports. They have no certainty, only high to moderate confidence. Then within his skit or within his monologue, he compares it to 9/11. So like they're completely like the Bill Mahers of the world are completely living in their own reality. But she wrote, "We believe in that we believe that in America every family deserves a fighting chance, and we're ready to fight as hard as it takes, as long as it takes to deliver on that promise," Warren said to the crowd at the annual liberal. So those are fighting words, along with her characterization of a dysfunctional Washington catering to the highest bidder, have become hallmarks of economic populist rhetoric. This is a very good, excellent article, and would prove crucial to any possible run against Trump. It won't be easy, but we're going to have a fight. We're going to have to fight uphill. I'm going up that hill, and I hope you are too. And I hope that you'll reach your hand out and bring someone else along for the climb. Just like you reached your hand out and you're like, Bernie, haha, too slow. So when Anthony Andrea is Manafort being tried for a charge he was cleared for by Rosenstein. I couldn't find Anthony. I could not find any. I could not find Anthony any link that actually stated that. So I'm not gonna go with that. But I couldn't find a link. I know that people are talking about that. But ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and share this. I don't know if did everybody get notifications? I don't know if you got so if you didn't get a notification, please share this. You can just click share, and if you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. But so Anthony Andrea, I'm not sure. I don't think that's the case. I couldn't find Krillin 876. Forget 9/11 is worse than the bubonic plague. Exactly. If they could go ahead and say that. So let's see. Let's go ahead. So Warren feeds rumors. That was a Daily Beast article. This is a Fox article. Warren feeds rumors of 2020 run, says she's not afraid to be the underdog. The thing is, she has a very good chance, actually. I think she would have a better chance. She would have a better chance than for nomination. She would easily get defeated by Trump. Easily get defeated by Trump. It wouldn't even be like it would be a landslide. And the reason is that the people on the left remember that she snubbed Bernie Sanders. And people on the left also remember why they liked Elizabeth Warren in the first place, because she wanted to reinstate Glass-Steagall, break up too big to fail banks. That's, two big giant endeavors while breaking up banks so they don't get bailed out again with $700 billion and all that stuff. That was the message. That was Bernie's message. That was Bernie's message. And the thing is, they're not talking about that. Even if they start talking about that now, it still wouldn't work because there's no teeth. There's no teeth to the movement. People know that if they get cheated, they'll just vote for Kristen Gillibrand anyway, or Kamala Harris anyway, or Cory Booker anyway. The Democratic Party has destroyed its credibility. So there is no reason to get excited about Warren. One would think she would have the most interest, like the left and the establishment. She's a senator. She campaigned for Hillary, even though Clinton was the antithesis, the absolute antithesis of her economic viewpoints. I mean, Clinton got $153 million in Wall Street speaking fees. This is the epitome of everything she talks about being wrong with the economy. I mean, Wall Street went after Warren early on, which was interesting to watch. That was kind of an interesting thing to watch. And then she just caved. But let's go ahead. Warren feeds rumors of 2020 run, says she's not afraid to be the underdog. They talk about Kristen Gillibrand going up against Trump. Can I tell you that she would lose worse than Warren? Worse than Warren. There's no way that Gillibrand has a chance against Trump. Let's just take a detour for a second. So, and this is how dysfunctional the whole Democratic Party is. She speaks out against Al Franken, who actually did engage in sexual misconduct, and then Democratic, Democratic donor George Soros was upset with her. This is how dysfunctional the left is. That's how absolutely they can't even get Me Too right. But Kristen Gillibrand is like, so a New York senator going up against a billionaire from New York ain't going to work. Ain't going to work at all. The billionaire is going to easily win. You don't, if you're a Democrat, you want to have some kind of ability to win southern states or Midwest states. If you're viewed as this, ultra liberal New York Democrat going up against Trump, who's already good in swing states, like I said, he would be against Clinton in 2015. H predicted that. So I'll just read you this. This is a New York Times article. I mean, a Huffington Post article. Kristen Gillibrand praised the price for speaking out against Al Franken, but she's hitting back, saying if Democratic donor George Soros is truly mad at her, that's on him. What a dysfunctional political party. What an absolutely dysfunctional political party. You can't even get that right. You can't even get the Me Too movement right. The whole point is Franken left because he forced a kiss. He forced himself upon a woman, Leanne Tweeden. The whole point. Okay. And then he has these dumb photos where it's like a very disrespectful act that he's trying to commit in these photos. And so he rightfully was kicked out of Congress. He left, he resigned in disgrace, in utter disgrace, Kristen Gillibrand, for a whole bunch of reasons, would never be Trump, but she's actually doing something that kind of makes sense. She's saying, hey, you know what? Don't let Al Franken back into the Democratic Party. And then George Soros is upset with her. No one in Congress is more associated with the Me Too movement than Eric Schneiderman. No, just that bad. Too soon. No one in Congress is more associated with the Me Too movement than Kristen Gillibrand. Long before Harvey Weinstein and Matt Lauer and Eric Schneiderman became infamous creeps, Gillibrand was focusing her attention on sexual assault and harassment in the military, on college campuses, and in the workplace. So this is good. Okay. This is something she did good. She would never beat Trump, but this is something she did good. But the two-term senator cemented her prominence in the movement last year when she called out members of her own party. In November, she said Bill Clinton should have resigned the presidency over his affair with Monica Lewinsky. Okay, that's true. Even, I don't even think, you know what? I don't know if he should have resigned, but he should not have lied. And then the following month, she became the first Democratic senator to publicly call on Senator Al Franken to go. And then the following month, she became the first Democratic senator to publicly call on then Democratic Al Franken to go after multiple women accused of sexual. This is written basically to resign. Okay, she called him to resign. Franken announced his resignation the following day, speaking out has consequences. Women who come forward. Okay, so 8 women accused Franken of groping them. 8 women. Wow, why am I not? I thought it was just. Why did I think it was just? So 8 women. Senator Al Franken. So this is the guy who made the Keebler elf, Jeff Sessions. Hi, how you doing? I one day soon I'll do a Jeff Sessions again. This is the guy who made Sessions recuse himself. This is the guy. So then 8 women came out of accusing Franken of groping them. You know what? Okay. So I thought the main thing was Leanne Tweeden, but then now okay, so there's more. Yet he remains beloved by many Democrats, who are hypocrites, who say he was one of the party's strongest champions on progressive issues. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't hear much about Franken when I was on that side. Exactly. Shala. Yeah. Shala. We risked all to be with her. Hashtag with her. May they wither and poop. And they are. Shala Collins. Everyone subscribe to Shala Collins' channel. Absolutely. You said it better than I did. Shala, you said it better than I did. Yet he remains beloved by Democrats. Why? For groping 8 women? How does that work? How does it work? Do they have to do if you said that about a conservative who groped 8 women, like 8 women came out, said you grope, and then Leanne Tweeden said you forced a kiss on her, and then a conservative, well, he's really a good guy. Oh my God, the condemnation. You are a sexist. You are everything bad in the world. Oh, you should never have been born. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm decoding HA drops. So Shala Collins, thank you so very much. So how do we get into this rabbit hole of nastiness? Well, it's the Democratic Party. Gillibrand wasn't the only senator to publicly call on Franken to step down. So Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer did. And it's just unbelievable hypocrisy on many, not just Me Too, on racism, on everything. It's unbelievable. Let's look at the Minnesota Senate race. Minnesota. November 6, 2018, to fill Franken's term. Okay, so Minnesota special Senate election race. So you have Tina Smith versus Karen Housley. Smith up 14. Well, there's one poll. One poll. It says Smith up 14. Let's just really quickly. What's Karen Housley's chances? So, regardless, the Senate actually looks better. 7 toss-ups. The Republicans are already up by 3 senators. So, and Claire McCaskill's already blaming Russia for her eventual loss. So you can chalk that down too. So Gillibrand, I think it was a big mistake. So donors who contributed to Hillary's campaign. This is a Huffington Post article. Most prominently, Gillibrand has attracted the ire of billionaire George Soros, who has long funded Democratic candidates and causes. Soros recently said he wasn't sure whom he was supporting for 2020, but it absolutely wouldn't be Gillibrand. Well, then she won't be nominee. He accused her of going after Franken, whom I admire, to improve her chances for president. If standing up for women who have been wrong makes George Soros mad, that's on him. But I won't hesitate to always do what I think is right. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Even she wouldn't win for a number of reasons, but even just stating things that aren't controversial. Then, of course, Kristen Gillibrand and Hillary Clinton. She's my greatest role model in politics. Wow. Make sure you don't use a private server, a separate server outside the United States government with top secret and special access program intelligence. Make sure that doesn't happen. Because, well, then you'd have an FBI investigation. Without Comey, then you'd get the Espionage Act indictment, U.S. Code 793F. So, Jaime Paredes, Salvador and Margarita are my parents, and they are celebrating 62 years together. Jaime Paredes, congratulations. You know what? Please give my love and my best to Salvador and Margarita. 62 years. God bless them. In Jewish, we say Mazel Tov. And it's just amazing. 62 years. Wow. That's awesome. Jaime Paredes, congratulations. Please give my love and my best to your family and to your parents, Salvador and Margarita. 62 years. That's amazing. That is really, really beautiful. That's really awesome. Wow. 62 years. Yeah. I mean, that is definitely just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Jaime Paredes, congratulations again. And please give my best to your parents, Salvador and Margarita. Congratulations on the 62nd wedding anniversary. That's really, really awesome. Wow. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. So getting back to Kristen Gillibrand and Hillary Clinton. She's my greatest role model in politics. Why would anyone be your greatest role model? So I'm just going, I'll get back to Elizabeth Warren, but you figure like what, like impeach Trump for what? For mean things he allegedly stated? You can't. That's another thing. The political message is so vapid on the left. We have to impeach him. Well, on what? What did he do? What did he do? What did he do? Aside from actually presiding over a really good economy, we'll get to that in a second. But so Kristen Gillibrand on Hillary Clinton, she's my greatest role model in politics. Senator Kristen Gillibrand identified former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton as her primary political role model. Well, then there you go. That's one reason. Then let me read this article. Democrats face dilemma on impeachment. Wait, is this an article or what? And then she had to make nice because she thought that Bill Clinton should have resigned. So let me read you this. So Kristen Gillibrand is exactly the kind of 2020 candidate Democrats need. Okay, this is in the Hill. Let's see the rationale. Let's see the rationale here. So the rationale here is, all right, so Kristen Gillibrand, the junior United States Senator from New York, has unapologetically begun her bid for Democratic nomination for president in 2020. Gillibrand has already begun the difficult process of creating her own unique political lane by emerging as a leader of the Me Too movement. Okay. And what many call a shrewd political move, Gillibrand made blunt comments about Bill Clinton and his legacy. Again, like this is viewed as a shrewd political move on the left. Like, wow, you disparaged Bill Clinton's Wikipedia page on sexual misconduct. He has an actual Wikipedia page. I'll get to that in a moment. How many people do you know have a Wikipedia page? Showing she is not afraid to throw elbows and buck the party elders during the age of Donald Trump and dissatisfaction with both political parties. That may be exactly what she needs to do to get elected. The age of Trump, people don't understand at all. But some may call what Gillibrand is doing is political opportunism. Why? Bill Clinton has a Wikipedia page on sexual misconduct. But what I call is adamantly publicly, we all say private. It's admitting publicly what we all say privately. That's also the problem with the Democratic Party. There's no public discussion of how corrupt Hillary Clinton is, how slimy Bill Clinton was. There's no public. These people are exonerated when they should be torn down. Hillary will eventually get indicted on crimes. She's like a walking criminal. The Democratic Party cannot aim to merely be better than the Republican Party. The bar for that is only inches from the ground. Not really. But okay, Democrats have to be willing to be critical of our behavior. Yeah, like cheating Bernie. How's that? The notion that heavyweights in our party would pull their support from Gillibrand for her refusal to go along to get along will haunt the party in 2020 if this proves true. Well, of course. No matter who is elected or nominated or cheated for, Democrats are going to get crushed. And I've been saying they're going to get crushed for a long time. Jaime Paredes, again, congratulations to your parents, Salvador and Margarita. Congratulations again. So there is no denying the Clintons are icons within the party, yet another problem. But there is also no denying their complicated history. We as Democrats cannot continue to brush the uncomfortable questions. My God, okay, let's just... So basically, this Hill article is saying, let Kristen Gillibrand, tell the truth about both Hillary and Bill without, getting a backlash. Here's a problem for both Gillibrand, Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, anyone. Black and Hispanic unemployment in America reaches record lows. So how, again, is he a racist monster? How does this work? And then if it stays this way, it won't be like, well, it was Obama's economy. I mean, it's already almost the end of the second, going on the end of the second year, or towards the end of a second year. Black and Hispanic unemployment in America reach record lows. So here is the Bloomberg article. Absolutely, they have nothing on. Absolutely. But I'll read you. So, and Hispanic unemployment reached a record low again, the other day? Unemployment rates among Black people and Hispanics in the U.S. hit record lows last month amid a widespread tightening of the labor market. May 4th, 2018. Black unemployment fell to 6.6% in April, the lowest in data dating back to 1972, while the jobless rate among Hispanics dipped to 4.8%, matching the lowest on record. Labor Department figures show Friday. Black and Hispanic jobless rates are generally more volatile than the overall unemployment figure. So then how, if he was president, if Trump is president and unemployment rates for minority voters and African Americans and Hispanics or Latinos were at record highs, Democrats would say this is Trump's fault. Now they're record lows, and they're like, well, he's quick to take credit for something he doesn't deserve to take credit in. Everything's so petulant. Hispanic unemployment again hits record low in July. Washington Examiner. Again, racist. The only thing I was watching Fox the other day, and one person, like Democrats, said, well, he called countries, poop hole countries. And I'm like, that's the best you got? NorCal Daddy, HA, do you think very serious? Oh my goodness. Has a chance to beat Trump? Well, NorCal Daddy. NorCal Daddy. Look, I'll say this for the record. I do like Michelle Obama. I like Michelle Obama. I have no idea why people are saying the things that they're saying. So I do like Michelle Obama. But NorCal Daddy, thank you. The President Obama, I'm not a fan of. Michelle Obama, I like. I like first ladies. Barbara Bush. I like first ladies. The first ladies, whether it's Melania or Michelle Obama or Let's see, first ladies of the past. Laura Bush. I think George W. Bush was the worst president in the history of mankind. But Laura Bush, I for some reason, I like Laura Bush. Unemployment for Hispanic workers again plumbed a new record low in July. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported Friday. 4.5%, lower than the 4.6% just a month before. Unemployment for minorities has fallen to historic lows. How are they possibly going to defeat Trump? Even if you want to say that, well, it's not Trump's policies. The talking point was he was going to destroy everything because he's this madman. He's an absolute crazy madman. He has to be stopped. And so that was the rebuttal. The rebuttal was that was the talking point. He's an absolute madman. He has to be stopped. He can't be president. He cannot be president. He cannot be president. Oh my God. And it's like they can't say anything. There's nothing bad they can. There's really nothing that they can say. There's nothing. They have nothing. They have nothing. They have nothing because what are you going to say? What are you going to say? What are you going to say? That jobs are bad? Ruth Kessler, my team says says Michelle, school food. Ruth Kessler, thank you. Biden. Thank you. Brone Drew, thank you. You know, and that's the thing. At what point, it would be, do you want to know how Democrats could actually win, even in this good time period? They could simply say, yeah, it's true. Oh, you know what? Trump's policies are working here, they're working there. Okay? But we're going to bring our soldiers home. That differentiates ourselves from Trump. We are now to the left of Trump on foreign policy. We're not ogres, 1950s McCarthy era ogres. I mean, this is the Democratic Party now. Have you ever been a part of the Communist Party? McCarthy era trials. McCarthy hearings. So of course there's the TED Talk. What is McCarthyism? How did it happen? Well, why don't you ask Hillary Clinton, James Comey, John Brennan, James Clapper, Rachel Maddow, Bill Maher, all of these people, Christopher Steele,
that in this now famous 240-page document, there are about 35 names listed. This is pretty serious. Have we had anything as serious as this so far? Well, yes, I think we've got something much more serious right now.
This is Joseph McCarthy.
Well, I'm talking about up to the part.
That's not. Hold on.
I hope that have hurt you in your
I
campaign?
think you know I never want anything but what's fair.
And
And that's all I'm asking now.
you will have every piece of information, John, that
I'll
you...
be very glad to get what I've requested at your convenience. I hope it'll be soon.
You've told us who they are, and how many plants are they?
How many plants?
How many? They've got the whole 130, have they, Mr. Cole?
I am sure of it, sir, and a lot.
Well, then what's all the excitement about if J. Edgar Hoover is on the job chasing these 130 communists?
Mr. Welch, all the excitement.
Well, then as a second line of defense, let's send the 130 names to the Department of Defense tonight. Would you mind doing that?
Whatever the committee directs on that, sir.
I wish the committee would direct that all the names be sent both to the FBI and to the Department of Defense.
Was then for a number of years a member of an organization which was named, years and years ago, as the legal bulwark of the Communist Party, an organization which always springs to the defense of anyone who dares to expose communists. I certainly assume.
So, do you hear the similarities between the like maniacal insistence? It's in the 50s, 1950, February 9th, 1950. That was a hearing. So then he went after the military. That's what did him in, Joseph McCarthy. So hold on, this is.
You doing this? Yeah, I'm doing this.
So, and that's the thing. They went after Hollywood. Now Hollywood is, the big, the big, oh my God. Oh my God, everyone's a Russian thing. So, no, I don't think I'm making a false equivalency at all. He was overzealous, accusing even when McCarthy even accused Marshall. So McCarthy. He even accused George C. Marshall of being a communist. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if there happened to be some communists, and he was right. The point is that when you have we have the Red Scare. There was the Red Scare in the 1950s. Now we have this pseudo ridiculous nonsense. I don't even know what it is. That Russia was the fault. Russia influenced the election. It did not influence the election. She was going to lose, like I said. Clinton was going to lose. Russia did not influence the election. So everyone was a suspected communist back then. And now everyone around Trump is suspected of having something to do with Russia collusion. I think it's a direct equivalency. Joe McCarthy attacks American war hero, General George C. Marshall. I mean, he even went after one of the great generals in American history. It's a little bit too much. And that we see the same thing here. Everyone who doesn't, much smaller scale. Yeah. I mean, obviously, this is a much smaller. This isn't as profound in that's true. This isn't as profound in U.S. history. But what I'm saying is the Democrats are now McCarthy era zealots. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I did pick up today my newest rifle. And it's awesome. It is awesome. And hopefully soon, by next week, I'll get some really good segments on HA Second Amendment. But Trump says tariffs are working. U.S. and China are talking. So that's a good thing. Pretty much, I mean, it's like most of the things he's saying happen. And Bruce Tamazuski, speaking of communist. Oh, Nikolai Volkov passed away? Oh, how long has he? He was awesome. Wow. Passed away the other day. I didn't even know that. Wow. Wow. Nikolai Volkov. Yeah. He was awesome. He was awesome. Yeah, but it doesn't matter for winning on many fronts, because the thing is, that thing is like, you can never ever win in a counterinsurgency war, because there's always going to be new things that pop up, new threats that pop up. Also, there's no real. The enemy there is indigenous, meaning that they're not like the Taliban, or where you have ISIS, or you have different enclaves of groups. Even if they're defeated, the ideology is not defeated. You'd have to stay there forever. You have to have the local population defeat the enemies that we're fighting. We cannot stay there forever. Michael, if that's true, God bless you. Just don't ever succumb to it, and it's better not to just drink tea, and coffee helps me, but it's like, that's good. That's good. If you quit drinking, that's amazing. It's fantastic. So let's go ahead. One thing. So best of luck, man. I don't know if you're serious, but if you are, best of luck. That's awesome. Trump says tariffs are working. U.S. and China are talking. I'll have like a glass of wine or whatever here and there, but Washington. U.S. President Donald Trump said on Saturday that his strategy of placing steep tariffs on imports of goods from China is working far better than anyone ever anticipated. It's true. Tariffs are working far better than anyone. So it's a negotiating tactic, is what it is. Trump's tariff threats are working on China. Forbes. Trump's willingness to make trade concessions proves those who were predicting trade Armageddon wrong. Or China's willingness, to make trade concessions proves those who are predicting trade Armageddon wrong. Conventional mentality lately, in the past 10 years or so, has been off on so many things. Conventional mentality, the mentality, a sojourner. Meanwhile, in the UK, Tommy Robinson came out of prison looking like an Auschwitz survivor. He was purposely tortured in prison. What do you think will happen if UK gets Assange? My God, I hope that he's protected. And I think that I didn't see Max Boot is one of the reasons that I'm voting Trump. One of the big reasons. A sojourner, I don't know. I think it was horrible what happened to Tommy Robinson, regardless of political opinion or views. You can't be tortured, and you can't be put in an area of the prison that allows, people you don't like to torture you or to hurt you. I think that I think that Julian Assange, and I stated that last night on Unity for Julian. I think that what will happen is he'll win his freedom. If the UK gains custody of Julian Assange, I believe he'll win his freedom. The UK, number one, already ruled, the UK courts already ruled that he is have a good night, the groove. The UK already ruled that he is WikiLeaks is a publisher. They already ruled also that WikiLeaks emails are admissible in court. The United Nations ruled in his favor numerous times, stating that he is owed compensation. He's owed compensation. So, and also the UK would bear responsibility. I don't think that they're going to go ahead. They might be forced to, the U.S. might say, hey, we want you to extradite Julian Assange, but I don't think Trump would ever want that to happen. Trump would could lose re-election. There's two, because people like me would then not back Trump. Trump could definitely, I know, but you're right. But if the government if the courts prevent the government from doing what it wants, I don't trust either country, the UK or the US, when it comes to this either. I agree with you, but I do think there's too much in his favor. I really, really do. I think there's too many. There's too much in Julian Assange's favor right now. I hope that, Becky, thank you. I hope that I'm right. I think the momentum is, because you're going to have, if they arrest Julian Assange, then they're going to have to prove, and they're going to have to explain the crimes that he's committed. Publishing is not a crime. He didn't hack, he published. So you have, all of these people in the Washington Post or the New York Times, and they're stupping people left and right to get their news or their insights. And the Pentagon Papers set a precedent for this. So but let's go ahead. Trump's tariff threats are working on China. The market reacted to Xi's speech as a sign that Beijing and Washington will avoid an all-out trade war. So all Trump was doing, and whether it's the steel tariffs or any tariffs, what he's doing is simply saying, look, let's renegotiate, because what's taking place right now is not sustainable for us. It's not working out. Let's see, tariffs on cars in China. So tariffs on U.S. cars in China. So tariffs on U.S. cars in China. A Jeep Wrangler can cost $30,000 more in China than the United States. China charges between 20 and 30% tariffs. So what was it? A Harley Davidson in Germany is like 30,000, not 10,000. So May 22nd, 2018, China slashes tariffs on imported cars. So you can see that it's already working. We have a 2.5% tariff. They have a 20 to 30% tariff, and they just slashed their tariffs. So it says here, the Chinese ministry said Tuesday will cut import duties on passenger vehicles from 25% to 15%. So that's enormous. That's enormous. That's very, very, very good. President Donald Trump singled China's import duties on cars for criticism last month, pointing out that they're far higher than the 2.5% the U.S. charges. You go from a 25% tariff to a 15% tariff. The gains for big U.S. automakers like GM and Ford are likely. Okay, so others stand to gain. High-end brands, GM, Ford are likely to gain, are just limited. Lion's share of the cars they sell Chinese consumers are already manufactured inside China. Okay, gotcha. So they decreased the tariffs. That's a good thing, right? So Michigan poll. So Al Said is looking good in one poll, but then there's Whitmer plus 20 in another. So for the Democratic primary. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Big Chris, keep up the good work, buddy. Here's a beer on me. Thank you, Big Chris. Thank you very, very much. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you're having a great Saturday evening or Saturday night. And thank you so very much. Thank you, Big Chris. Thank you. Greatly, greatly appreciated. So getting back to Elizabeth Warren, I don't see Warren winning. I don't see any Democrat winning. They're going to go and they're going to say Trump is a racist. He said bad things. He said really mean things. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton said worse. Then you have one article, how Trump's trade wars are affecting working class Americans. Meanwhile, historically low Black and Hispanic unemployment, 4.1% increase. Oh, manufacturing jobs. So let's look at the manufacturing jobs. Manufacturing jobs increasing under Trump. Up 400,000. Manufacturing industry leads job gains in March, continuing comeback. Has added roughly 293,000 jobs. So now it's up to 400,000. And then Bill Maher was like, this is a con. He's not for the little man. It's like, well, So let's see. So manufacturing. Almost 500,000 manufacturing jobs created since the election. Manufacturing jobs growth at fastest rate in 23 years. Midterms are going to be a destruction for Dems. An absolute destruction. And this is CNBC or Market Watch, sorry. That's exactly what he ran on. That is exactly what he ran on. And people said that tariffs would destroy this. Would destroy this, don't you know? Don't you know that manufacturing jobs grow at fastest rate in 23 years, August 3rd, 2018. Employers created 37,000 new manufacturing jobs in July. So the tax cuts were supposed to destroy the economy. Tariffs were supposed to destroy the economy. Oh, my God. Then they're like, he doesn't really care about the little guy. So the July numbers have been nudged upward by a bit by vagaries in the data due to annual auto plant shutdowns, but the trend has been firm for the past year and a half. The 327,000 new jobs over the last year represents the best 12-month stretch in 23 years. Wow. Wow. Let me go ahead and give you that, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. And she's going to have to run on that. So Elizabeth Warren is going to have to run on that. She's going to have to run on that note. Okay, that is not 327,000 new jobs over the last year represents the best 12-month stretch in 23 years. I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to run. You're not going to be able to run as a populist economic message when manufacturing jobs are growing at the fastest pace in 23 years. It's not going to work that way. It doesn't work that way. This far surpasses the growth under Obama. So let's see, manufacturing job growth under Obama. He's in 2 years, he's grown almost 400,000 manufacturing jobs. In 8 years, it was 805,000 under Obama. $800,000, and he has approaching 400,000 in 2 years. Can you believe that? Wow. So let's go ahead and read that. So analysts point to several factors that have kept hiring an upswing, even as they eye growing headwinds. Then, of course, well, it's the entire globe doing pretty well. So hold on one second. So okay, so Eric H526, let me go see something. Jeff McDaniel. Walking criminal. I like criminal at large better. Jeff McDaniel 100. Criminal at large, she is. Jeff McDaniel 100. Criminal at large, that she is. And a gentleman on Twitter just told me I'm a living example. I am living testimony to the manufacturing uptick. We're a small shop and are hiring it again just to keep up. Awesome. Awesome. Danny Boy, thank you. Awesome. I mean, that's the thing. Like and then you get, so I'm giving you all this amazing good news, manufacturing jobs. So Trump has lost his mind. Trump, crazy. Oh, was it mental decline, mental health? This is the second time. She keeps talking about that. Time to ask a mental health professional about why does she keep bringing up his mental health? Was it just that? It was also, hold on. Just recently. Oh my God. Then they were like, oh, he showed cowardice on the world stage. What did you want him to do? Let's just say Putin informed the world that Bernie was cheated. How is that a bad thing? You should say, and there's also another way of looking at it, which is not true. What the heck? Okay. And the issue is also when you look at the hyperbole does not match. Eric H526 is awesome. Eric is really like one of the, I'm just very, very, very lucky to have a friend like Eric H526 who just helps out all the time. He's just awesome. Awesome. He's just awesome. So thank you, Eric. Thank you always for your help. Thank you also, Veronica Salas. Thank you, everybody, for your kind words. Let's see. So, a Sojourner, shout out to Eric H5, Eric H for all you do. Thank you, a Sojourner. Thank you. Very cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. So yeah, I mean, it's like it's just manufacturing jobs growing at fastest rate in 23 years. Then you had Trump approval at 50%. I don't know what they're going to do there. They might just implode. They might just implode. Who knows? Who knows how they're going to react after losing? Could you imagine? Ladies and gentlemen, let's see. They're gonna implode because they're running on an alternate universe. They're running in an alternate universe. By the way, today I've purchased my 4th firearm purchase. My you'll see it on my channel. It's a really cool AR-15, Smith & Wesson AR-15, and it's affordable and awesome. It's just awesome. It's pretty. So I picked it up today, and I have to go to the range, and you'll get some good clips, good segments from HA Second Amendment. Oh wow, this is cool. President Trump stops motorcade to meet firefighters. Wow, that's so cool. Very cool. Very cool. That's awesome. Thank you, Sean, for letting me know this. Thank you. See, that's the thing. That's right. That's right. It's a beauty too. Thank you, Deputy Dog. Thank you. It's a beauty. It's Smith & Wesson. It's not expensive, but it's awesome. I mean, it looks really cool. I've already shot my buddy's AR before, so I know that I don't really remember. I do remember the difference, but I'm interested to see. I know this one is a heck of a lot lighter, so you're talking like probably 2 pounds difference, or at least 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. It's really, really. So, but we'll see. I mean, obviously, the whole accuracy thing, it really depends on if you are accurate after a certain range. So, but I believe that this rifle is going to be a lot easier to shoot. So I look forward to it. Plus, the 5.56 rounds are going to be so much more affordable. So, and people are like, well, why do you even need it? Why do you need video games that, blow people's heads off? I think that's bizarre and disgusting. Why do you need a Lamborghini? Yeah, I live in LA. I see like Lamborghinis and Ferraris, It's cool, but my initial thought is not protect your home, you protect your family. These are actually pretty good, tools to protect your family. If I really, really think I'm in danger, I kind of would rather have my rifles than my CZ-97. And then my other rifle, my revolver is pretty much useless when it's the 10.5-inch 500 Smith & Wesson. So if a volt like the Loch Ness Monster, but otherwise that's like I would like blow the door off. It's really like not. It would go through like 3 rooms. No, thank you. 4 rooms. I mean, that's craziness. But why do you need a Lamborghini? So let me go. Lamborghini. Cost. Okay, cost. So 219,000 for the Spider convertible. Is that what's going on now? Is that what's going on? $200,000? I don't know. I don't really see the benefit. I mean, it looks nice, I guess. But for 200,000, I want like a Formula One. You see, like a Formula One. Like if I'm going to pay that much money, it just needs to look like a spaceship or something. That's a low end limo. Is that? That's true. I think you're right. That is a low end. Wait, how much? Okay, so average price. So average. Car and Driver. Let's look at Car and Driver. The Aventador, and even if I'm pronouncing it right, it's 400,000. See, I'm looking at this car and I am not impressed. Yeah, it looks nice. You could get like, there are kind of like Nissans that look like this. Not Nissans, but I mean, this is not 400,000. I remember back in the day, if like Lamborghinis used to look completely different. What? This is a Lamborghini minivan or like sports utility vehicle. Oh my god. An SUV Lamborghini for 200,000. That who needs that? That's what I don't understand that at all. It is getting more and more expensive. The Urus. If that's the case, I'll get it. Not just joking. I mean, but honestly, for $200,000 to $400,000, I'm not wowed by the okay, now Ferrari. I know that they're less price, right? No, that's again, I'm wrong on this, and they're actually more. Average cost. So I don't even know what I'm talking about. So 450,000 is the highest one. 180 to 450,000. Wow. Now Ferrari. No. These cars do not look. They look like, you know what? I don't know what it is, but the design of race cars or sports cars now, they all look so similar. Whereas before, like in the 90s or 80s, let me go ahead. So, I mean, you know, yeah, I say classic cars. Yeah, I would rather have classic cars. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call this an evening. Thank you so very, very much. And ladies and gentlemen, you are awesome. That's true. O.J. Clinton is true. The M1A is awesome. Ostrich jacket and Lambo. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna go out on the town in my ostrich jacket and my Lambo. So if you see a guy in a yellow Lamborghini and green ostrich jacket on Sunset, that's AJ Goodman. But if exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, have a blessed evening. God bless you all. Have a wonderful evening. Sleep well. To my super chat, thank you so very much. And I will go ahead and see you all tomorrow. You've all been wonderful. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you.